Yeah, Dina's joining us.
Oh, wonderful.
Yay.
I just posted in the community too.
Awesome.
All right. Let me just make sure I have
I close all these
Zoom.
windows.
All right. So welcome to 5D All Day. I'm Danielle Kane, and I'm here with Spirit Calling. And we have the founder here, Pamela Downs. Yay. And my
Yay.
my lovely friend, Nicole Gibbs with Awakening Mass Meditations. And I think some other people are going to be filtering in. So yay, I'm glad we could meet again. And I'm official. Thanks to Pamela.
You are official.
She's making me official.
Nicole
I
is
love it.
too. She's just not hooked up yet. She's official.
Yes.
True.
We're all getting there, right?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Yay. Yay. I'm glad it sounds so good.
How are you guys?
Woo.
It's been a good day so far.
It's been a
Coming
year
off the full moon.
already. It's been
I know,
a year.
right?
It's been a month, but it feels like it's been a year.
Yeah.
It's been, I know, right?
I'll
not
tell you
even a month.
personally, it's been crazy.
Crazy.
And I'm
I
so
know.
glad because I was like, wow, I don't have a lot planned for January purposely to go through the craziness
I know.
of the schedule. So I'm grateful that I didn't plan it. And if I had to cancel things, I did. So
Yeah. Somehow that works out, right? You get exactly what you need.
It's so
exactly.
true.
Hmm.
So I picked a topic, and this can go many places. So you guys have to let me know what you think.
Okay.
I have stages of consciousness. So talking about what that means to you, the shift in your awareness of consciousness. And yay.
Oh,
Oh,
yay.
yeah. Yay.
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Oh my goodness. So excited that you're
too.
here.
I'm excited too. I've missed you the last few months because I think I was traveling or things were going on. So hi,
It was
everyone.
busy. It was a busy time of
It
year
was so
too.
busy. I'm so glad you're
Yes.
here.
Oh, I'm so glad to
Yay.
see all of you.
It's so
Yay.
great. I was just saying how the topic today I chose, and we can go with it, is really kind of like the stages of consciousness that we've all gone through, whether it's, I'm going to use Pamela as you as an example, like in your shift in doing self-healing, you had a huge shift and being able to connect to other realms. And that's like, where do you go in that state? I would love for us to chat about that. And anybody else who may, like Nicole, I know I've told her, I'm like, when you meditate on your mass meditations, he goes somewhere, So, and even when we're in a lower state of frequency, how that affects our ability to be able to shift and get back into that state where we are of a higher vibration, where we can then co-create and change our reality. Because in that state, that lower vibration, we're so in the thick of things, we're not able to make that change. So those are just some ideas. If you guys have any thoughts on that, what do you think?
Yeah, I was just on a podcast. I just finished like 2 earlier today. And one of them was talking about this. Like we're talking about our journey, our awakening journey, our consciousness journey, our expansion shift. And this was not on my to-do list when I was like creating my life's plan when I was 25, 30, 30, 40, 45. I'm 54 almost. And I'm a trance channeler and I lead a spiritual community. That came out of nowhere, right? So it's like you don't know what's in store for you. You don't know what the universe has planned for you. And yeah, like you guys talk about it too. How did your work start? How did it evolve? Where did it go?
Yeah.
You didn't know. It just shifted how it was supposed to go. Because you listened though. It's because you listened though, right? We all listened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was
or
definitely
it gets
some...
louder.
Yeah.
Like you can't not hear it. And I think everybody on the planet is getting to that place where whether it is a voice or a knowing or a physical pain or some aspect of just a part that's just like feeling conflicted, like this doesn't work anymore and I don't know why I'm not happy, and some of those pieces are just leading into, okay, well, what's next? I don't know, I guess I just have to trust, or I have to let this go, and then the new thing shows up.
Yeah, it seems like mirroring has been very apparent lately. Like everything you're trying to like avoid or something, it's mirroring you right back, and it's forcing you to deal with things. It's forcing you to look at what needs to happen in order to make these shifts so you can have all these amazing rewards and gifts, because the universe is with you and it's championing for you and it's showing you all these signs and synchronicities. And so don't ignore those, because this is the opportunity to grow and it's exciting.
Yeah,
Mirroring. Yeah, mirroring. That's a great one.
definitely.
That's a big one. That's been January for me,
Right.
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah. And I think that other people feel that way too. I think other people are like being presented with, are we going to work on this and get rid of this shit? Or are we going to do it? We want to do more of it? Okay, let's deal with it. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I wanted to say something too. I feel like, so some things that I would say that triggered me in the past, I'm like now stepping into because I can. So financially, right? I'm doing some work on my house. And first of all, number one, that puts me in a triggered state because now I don't have the grounding because there's tons of people in my house. And then I had a sick cat. So I literally like could not escape. I had to kind of sit in the uncomfortable. And it was hard because you never think that these things that seem so minor can really affect your nervous system. And so what I found was certain practices that almost like surrendering and just like laying down and or just accepting and working on some rituals that keep you in a calm state so you can get back to that normal, currency of parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, so you're not going in fight or flight all the time and you're completely depleted. So we were just dealing with a lot of that. A lot of people, Brian was dealing with that as well. Look at this. You're on again. Is that you again? Oh, it's Dina.
That's our Dina.
I was like two spirit calling people. Hi, Dina.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I
Welcome.
know I got a new name this week.
I love it. That's great.
We're all here.
We were just
moving
chatting.
fast one morning.
We were just chatting about consciousness and just kind of how we shifted our consciousness into this state of awareness that we're in, and or like how are we dealing with it when hardship comes back or challenges that we had once before that kind of brought us into this place is presenting itself kind of like it's like maybe I don't know, what does this mean? I feel like a lot of things that I was triggered by came up all of a sudden all at one time, but I'm in a different place than I was the first time.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
can
the
I?
one thing I
was
want to say about that is the key for me, and I got this through working with a close friend, is it's temporary. And when I was able to understand that the chaos was temporary,
Yes.
I could move through that a lot quicker.
And you can deal how you want to approach it.
Yeah.
You can make new ways of being in the thick of it. I mean, I've been through what you're going through right now, and it's so ungrounding. Nothing's where it's supposed to be. Your whole life is disrupted, but you just have to focus on what the outcome is going to be. And then every single day you approach it with openness, whatever ritual you need to put in place to create that grounding for yourself. Like, what you need, and it is temporary and it's going to make your life better. But throw a sick cat in, or throw like 3 weeks of the flu in. And I mean, waking up with a foot that won't work. Like, this has been my January. And I'm like,
what doesn't work? What?
No, my foot, I can't walk on my foot. And I'm literally laying in bed saying to David, like, why? Like, why? What is this now? Is it, you want the force slow down? Like, what do you want from me? Like, why is my foot doing this now? And, but it's interesting. It's, we get to show up and figure out how to approach these things and deal with the mirroring and, expansion. It's all expansion. It's all growth. You're back.
Yeah.
It is. You know what helped me is instead of getting angry about what I see, I think like there's that window where I don't approve of what's happening, but I'm over here in my space and this is my reality. And then also feeling like, okay, we are all divine beings, even the people that are the most challenging. They're here playing a role to teach us a lesson. So even though I am like, "Ugh," it helps me not go crazy. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, this person's here for a role to teach me something.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I may not like the behavior at all, but when we meet again, he's going to be like, wasn't I like the greatest
Yeah,
bank
you're gonna be
robber or
like,
whatever?
you were the, yeah, right. You are the most
Yeah,
amazing. Thanks for showing up for me. Look how much we
yeah,
grew, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that's how I look at it. And that helps me see like, okay, we're going to laugh about this someday, because I remember a thing with Dwayne Dyer and the story where he went to literally, he had such a bad relationship with his father. He went to Virginia or wherever he was buried to literally pee on his grave. Like he was so angry at him that he was going to do that. And he went up and he tells the story. He goes and he's getting ready to do it. And he's having a conversation. He's telling this story to Abraham Hicks. Like he's interviewing Abraham Hicks. And he says, and I realized I couldn't do it and I had to forgive him. And he said, but when I see him again, I'm going to probably be angry at him. And Abraham Hicks said, oh no, he's not going to apologize. He's going to say, wasn't I really a good,
Mhm.
bad dad? Like, wasn't I really good? And you're going to be like, oh, wow, you were really awesome. Thanks. Like, what's our next adventure? And that just shifted my mentality. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I told that to my husband who had some rough things with his parents, and he had a heart attack, and he's like, I don't want to see them again. Like, I didn't want to die yet. And I was like, but it's not going to be like that. They're going to be like, wasn't I good? And he looked at me like, okay, girl. But he's starting to get there now.
He is.
I said it's so that helps me.
Yeah. Anybody else? Nicole, Alana, anything that you guys want to share about what's going on with you guys right now?
Yeah,
Nicole,
I
go
kind of
ahead.
have a lot of
Mhm.
things kind of coming and going, and I feel like that's been my January is just like so many tracks that I can't like nail them down because there's so much going on in an exciting way. But it's like taking the time to really evaluate each track that's going on because they're all valuable in whatever way. And so my mind is just like so excited that I can't even, it's hard to express because I just want to, I feel like I'm thinking more in concepts and oneness. So just to talk about one thing, it relates to all these other things that I just almost want to say like a symbol for you to like get it all. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different things that are happening, but they're all related and correlated.
Mm.
Yeah.
So with that, I want to say we had our numerology event the other day and
Yeah,
it was amazing, obviously. And that's just
good.
really is a part of my soul is numbers, numerology, patterns, things like that. And so kind of tying on to what Dina was just saying, how we're all here for specific reasons and we all here have a specific number that's correlated to all these things, but all in each are so much not equal, or they are equal, no more is equal or less than to that number and what your goal is, what your challenges are, what your experiences are, and to be able to have non-judgment against other people going through those challenges and different things because we are here in different incarnations, different things that are just so convoluted, but at the same time, so important to allow people the space to have those challenges, to grow, to evolve, to have those different states of consciousness to evolve. It really is allowing the space and not having judgment and allowing peace. Like, take a breath for a minute and don't immediately react. Like, the triggering is crazy lately, but there's reasons for that. It's the mirroring again. It just is all really correlated and we all are just so important and have things to do here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah. You are on,
Yeah.
you have shifted. I mean, I can see it in your eyes, your vibration shifted. It's like you jumped. And
Mhm.
it's because you're in alignment and you're congruent with with it now, like like some barriers left, or you push through them, or you understand differently or something. I see that jump in you. I see it when I look at you, when you're in your eyes, even more than ever, are vibrating like so high. And that's what one of the channel messages I did a couple days ago, I've been channeling every single morning. It was about that. It was about taking a moment and looking at what's before you and not jumping to an
Yeah.
automatic response. Let yourself get triggered, but be the witness of it. And I'm going to post it, but it's calling out, like, the word's not maturity, but it kind of is. You're getting into a space where you're able to observe and not react, observe
Yeah.
and not react, observe and not react, and understand what that is, be able to reflect on it, to put the understanding together, to have the moments. And that's all expansion. And that's our subject, right? It's expansion. And right now, like the small triggers are what are getting under my skin. The things that have evolved or come up in all, it's different times in my life, the same role. Let's say
Yeah.
that. Okay. Different times in my life, the same role, the same triggers are coming up. And now I get to, like, not be triggered, look at the experience, witness it, observe it. How's it making me feel? Why is it making me feel that way? What is it about it? How do I change it? How do I change this? The brain activity, the emotions, the impulses, all the things. And how do I work around that? Excuse me. And how do I move forward with it? This is the time now. This is the year now. This is it. This is where we get to show up in a much greater way. We've been doing it, and that's never going to stop. But this year is really pivotal. I really feel it, pivotal. It's the year of niching down. It's the year of alignment. It's the year of stepping into abundance and leaving scarcity. It's everyone, all of the channelers are talking about it. It's rising above that energy wave and being in a state of being able to maintain your frequency while this river of momentous craziness is going on down here. And so that's what I've been experiencing.
It's crazy.
I just
Yeah,
have to tag on really quick. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
With what you just said, I just wrote down right before I went to bed last night, I'm going to make a meme today that literally says, shatter a scarcity mindset. I am abundant. I am deserving of all gifts. Something like that. But it literally, I'm going to make that today. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I just can't believe the synchronicities.
Yeah. It's
I
because
like
that's where we're
that.
at. We are so unified, all of us too, on the portal. And, whether we're in or not and active or not, we're all together in this, with the same feeling, the same drive, the same desires, the same goals. Like, goals is not the right word, but intentions. And even in the business world, I'm meeting so many people. I moved. For those of you who don't know, I moved. And I'm meeting a whole new group of people in a whole new part of the country, that a whole different set of energy, different than the Northeast. And, people are kind here, but people are talking about, like, what's your word this year? This is at a networking function. Like, what is your word this year? And I'm like, these people are talking about words. They're tapping into emotion. They're feeling into this. One person said on the 13th day of 13 is my number. She came up with some idea about why, and it was a good story. And she's not spiritual, but she's resonating a frequency that's pulling this for her. And on the 13th day, I'm going to check in. I'm going to see how I'm feeling. And I was like, these are new ways of business people talking to each other. It's amazing. It's really cool to
Nobody used to
witness.
talk like that, especially
No,
down where you are.
I know. Yeah.
That's
It's
wild.
expansion. It's the levels of expansion.
Speeding up.
Yeah, no, it's
Business is
happening.
changing. Everything is changing.
Alana, what did you want to say earlier? I'm sorry. I just wanted to
Well,
get an idea of what her journey's been.
go.
There's a lot. There's a lot of really fantastical, magical stuff. So I would say the journey has been this last year really accessing a lot of my past lives. And it's just with awareness and knowing, okay, something's there, and then boom, I'm there and I'm accessing it. And I had a couple past lives that I had done like your QHHT kind of thing back, I think it was in 21. And those two have been so powerful. And I keep coming back to them. And I finally see the crossover. I'm seeing how these pieces come together. And I'm accessing them and healing them and pulling them in now. Right. So that is where my consciousness is on that cosmic level of take me all the way to source and back and heal all the parts and let's have them converge now. And it is so fascinating because these lifetimes, it's like I knew I created something. And really what it wanted me to remember is you are creator. And you don't need to know what happened from the creation. You just need to trust and know that it happened. And it is the ripple. And that what I created was already seated on this planet. Well, I went to a retreat in Sedona last month. And just to be with so many different karmic and entangled beings and evolutionary consciousness, like what we're talking about, everyone being on a different plane. And I'm seeing the gift of how I can weave it in now, spiral it in now, and see the connections of there was a person who he's the architect of the multiverse. Like he thinks in that way, and he's very mindful of his words and his language. And so it's been one of those pieces to tie back to what Nicole was saying with numerology. And I'm in my 7-year personal year, which is my life path number. So it's a big deal. And when I look back 9 years ago, that was the year that I was starting to feel something needed to shift in my business or in my work. I didn't have a business. The following year, my 8 years when I started my business. So prosperity alignment will be 8 years this year, right? I'm almost full cycle. And what I'm sensing is like, I want to not be at my desk. I don't want to do my work. I want to so be in the 7. I want to go connect to all that is. I want to remove language and, all the symbols and knowledge and words that are getting in the way. It's like, I want to go do a silent retreat. And, there's all these things that I never could grasp before, because I want to be more connected and access these gifts.
Yeah.
But it's already starting to come. And even what I see now, and especially for anyone that doesn't know, I came from the CPA world. I now say certified public accountant is really an acronym. CPA is Cosmic Prosperity Activator. But if you had told me, right, 9 years ago, I'd be starting a business where I too will be going into the energy realms and accessing protocols and energy work that I'm remembering from my times in Atlantis or all these other pieces. But I'm starting to see the thread of what are all these lifetimes? How do they really connect? How can I heal them? And there's something big coming, right? That's all I can feel is like whatever work I do to really connect in this year will set me up for next year's bigger transformational, wherever I'm moving, even into my business, that it's evolving, that it has to, or I need to ready myself for, that part, and then conclude this 9-year cycle and then have whatever else is meant to come forth. That's exciting. And I'm more and more at peace, more and more, not always staying in that place of love, but have found it more and more and can have that compassion. And it was a big part of even, each time I meet this part of myself, really connecting in, integrating that person or that part into me and us becoming one for all of it. It's been really crazy, really powerful, really fun. And it's not always something I get to tell people, because it's hard enough, like accessing where we are here on the planet and being in all the low vibrational stuff, to then tell people that I'm like off in the cosmos and I did this and this. And, it's a crazy journey, but it's it's exciting because I know we're all doing that, right? We're all
Yeah.
doing the work in the way that we're meant to and connecting to these parts of ourselves so that we can just really be the bright light of love for everyone.
Your chapter's closing.
Amen.
You're moving to the
Yes.
next part of what you're supposed to do. So as you're talking, I'm seeing the infrastructure, the numbers, the structure, the proof, the way that your brain has worked with your work. It's all it's like you're going through a web. So I'm seeing you moving through this web and it's breaking. You're breaking free from that. So you're actually probably not even going to do the work you're doing anymore. It's going to shift into
But
something totally different that's not in that structure. And
yeah,
that's what you like about it. That's what you like about it. You like the freedom, you like
right.
the accessibility of it, you like the connection to spirit, you like the people, you like all the things. It's like you're breaking out of it and you're moving fully into it. And you're not going to be doing, it's not the numbers, it's not the years, it's not the
The
calculations, it's not all of
systems
that.
or
The
yeah.
systems, it's
hmm
opposite of that. It's
Mhm.
absolutely opposite of that.
And that's what I'm kind of feeling, right? Because I use a lot of human design and gene keys. And again, there's still knowledge based on others' perceptions
Yeah.
and all these
You're
things.
breaking
And
out of
so
that.
I'm really feeling just how much more my mind is quiet. And, and I was told I'm bringing in telepathy of some sort, right? So it's
Mhm.
like,
You
I
are.
don't know yet. And I'm just like, I know I'm accessing these things for myself, but if someone's like, "Ooh, can you do these past life things for me?" No, but I know that's not it. Like, I don't want to do that stuff. I don't, because there's still a system to it and the way in
Mhm.
which people use these tools. And I like want to be free. And every lifetime, I'm pretty much have been the rebel who
Mhm.
gets in trouble. So I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh, okay, that all of this is coming in, that there is no getting in trouble anymore because we're breaking free of all of those structures that deemed me to get in trouble.
Yeah. And this was just a stepping stone. Like, so you
Yeah.
had to take everything you knew and apply it into a new way that made sense with
Mm-hmm.
spirit as you were expanding your spirit. The same thing, just continue, continue, continue. Now you're just busting through. You're just going to bust through, and none of anything that it'll serve you, but it'll serve you in new ways. It won't be anything that you did before. And that's
Different.
exciting.
It'd be different.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that's just
Mhm.
stay tuned, everybody, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
let's wait and see.
Yeah.
But
And
didn't
then
Anne Marie say this is the year, well, of the eight, of
to
course,
niche.
energy, but no niche, but also don't ask for permission was one of the
Yes.
things
Is it
that
number 8? She said the year of the 8.
The
Or no?
it's the
universal,
year
This
of
is
yeah.
the
eight
Yeah, and
universal
I'm
energy.
an
year of the
8.
eight.
I'm an 8.
Ah.
Yes.
It's an
Oh my God,
eight
so exciting.
energy.
I don't know what it is about you, Alana, but I swear, maybe it's the projector, but it's like when you talk, I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's almost like you're reading my mind. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody. Can't we just talk telepathically already? And can't we just be free spirits?
A very
And
quiet podcast.
but then that's our fear as humans. It is like, for as much as we've all been repressed and not heard, right? And I have so many clients that say that all the time, the child where you're here to be seen but not heard, and how we just constantly mindlessly mumble and say
Mhm.
things. We don't know the power in our words, and then these words were contrived from stuff that it doesn't even really mean what we think it does. And I'm just seeing all those dynamics, but our fear is, if the internet goes down or these things happen and we can't communicate, right? And I told my clients the other day, I was like, I think this is why I've created the way I do my group energy work anyway. We don't connect on a call. You get to connect and feel what I'm doing, whether you know it or not, but that we're learning to connect, communicate with each other in our truest form, which we
Mhm.
don't know how to do, which is why it feels so scary and unknown and uncertain.
Which
So cool.
So
is
true.
that mass
Yep.
meditation every month,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're helping people jump on that wave of communication and connection. And that's why it's imperative that people learn these skills, to learn new ways of being, to break out of the 3D experience, and to understand how our how we are truly meant to function, our
Mm-hmm.
intuitiveness, our clairs,
Absolutely.
all the things. And that's what we're moving slowly towards. Slowly towards.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you can feel it. I was listening to a guy who channels an ancient Indian spirit. I forget his name, but he was talking about what was coming in 2024. And he said that animals are connecting more with humans and they're becoming more human-like and meeting us on a level. Like you just see all these crazy, hold on, sorry, I got call cancer. You see like these videos where like I was just watching a video today, a guy saved this little deer that fell in his pool. And he saved the deer and he takes it back to the mama, which usually after a human touches a deer, and he opens his door the next day and the baby's at the door and 6 deer like there to say thank you. I will send it to you. It is the most beautiful. But then I heard this guy thing. He said we're connecting and we're taking care of our animals and they're rising up to meet us. And I was just like, is there that consciousness of everything's coming together in a bigger way, which is so cool.
Yes. Can I share last month's session in December? I connected to Christ consciousness and it was so beautiful. And I know I'm in it because I just like the tears come. I'm just crying because it's so magical. And shortly thereafter, and I'm in a 2nd-story house, shortly thereafter, right, I'm in it and I hear this thud. And I like look and a quail had flown up and hit the window and was just staring at me. And it kind of walked back, but it just stared. And in that moment, I was like, oh, we're one. Oh, you feel the energy. Oh, and it was just like so magical to really just be in that space of, I'm still thinking, but I could just like feel it, and that's it. It's connecting to all of life forms in ways that normally will be afraid, right? Like if you were to see some predator or a wolf or a spider or things you're scared of, like, why are we scared of it when it is one with us?
Because we were taught to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
We were taught to be afraid of it. I still am, by the way.
I want to revert back to my cat real quick because my cat just got diagnosed with diabetes. My cat was struggling. Yeah. So we've had to do a whole slew of things. And like just today, like you said that too, like I had to give her some medicine because she had a blockage too. So there was a lot of things going on, but we've had to give her insulin now and we've had to give her some other medicines. And I'm like, she's not really running away, and I'm not. And I think she knows how hard I'm trying to save her life. I really do, because you'd think that they would just resist or be nasty or mean or whatever because they're afraid, but she truly trusts me and I think she understands. And I'm kind of in awe. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad she's just so patient as we're trying to go through this shift of whatever she's going through. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's heartbreaking.
It's so hard.
It's so hard when
Yeah,
it's
we
your
love them.
animal and
Yes.
it's I thought about your dog, Augie, by the way. I was like,
he talks to me all the time.
I was just like,
Does
these animals are so pure and it's so hard. And like when you have to make this point where you're like, is this the end? And do I have to make that decision? I don't like that conflicted decision to make. So when I went to the vet and I'm thinking, I think this is the end of the road. And she's like, we have an opportunity here. Let's try this before we have to do that. Cause I kind of wanted it off my plate, but I'm just so grateful that, whatever this is, we're connecting through these shifts of rebirth and death and in various ways. Even though we're not physically dying, we're seeing a transition of what we once were into something new, like when we're presented with a new frequency. I have a lot to talk about, some consciousness stuff too, because like Alana said, I'm having people come back to me that I had sessions with, and one had a full Kundalini experience. I have to get her on Spirit Calling.
Wow.
Yeah, after my session with her, when I was doing practice sessions, she went into theta quickly, doesn't remember anything, and then shortly after had a full Kundalini experience and actually ended up having some kind of, you would consider it in the 3D like a mental breakdown, but really she was seeing all realms, good, evil. Like people were wearing masks and she wanted people to pull masks down to see who was the good and who was the evil. It was a crazy shift. Okay. But it completely changed her. And now she's a channeler as well. And she channels all of her information. And she ended up connecting with another practitioner. And she was like, I want you to hear my session because there's something really crazy about what happens in that session. And I listened to it. And it's like, I swear these things come to you when you least expect it. I explained on the last time when I talked with you guys on how I got into quantum healing, and now I'm doing, entity release. Well, she had an entity. She had someone come through, and the person doing the session didn't explain what it is, but she handled the energy perfectly. And I was like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make these conversations where I run into her and now I'm prepared to answer what's going on.
Right. Because you're ready.
And there's nothing to be afraid of.
No.
But the light is so bright now, and we're in fourth dimension polarity. There's nowhere for those energies to hide. So they're coming out in session. They're coming out because we're at that level. And so it's time to clear. It's time to clear the traumas. It's time to clear that energy, to find them back to source light or wherever they belong. So we can now rise in our highest vibration that we're ready, that our soul's ready to go into. And just yesterday, Brian and I were talking about a client that he helped. And he said, it was funny because the laundry light had just gone out. I'm like, oh, the laundry light's out, And then it was funny. He walked over and he was explaining the healing session that he had. And then the light turned on. He's like, that's interesting. He's like, because when I was working on that client, I felt a light over their body. And I'm like, was that light supposed to be off for us to talk about the light over that person? So it's like I'm starting to see the synchronicities of conversations happening. Like it's like fascinating. It's like real time time travel shift in what we're doing, like consciousness.
It is.
It totally is. Today I was on a podcast. I had someone on mine and then I was on theirs. So we did back to backs. So he did mine first, ours. And he's talking about grieving and loss. He lost his daughter at 18. She was pregnant. She woke up and she had a pain in her foot out of nowhere. Dana, she had a pain in her foot out of nowhere.
Like
right at the ball of her foot. And he was like, she went to the doctor. She didn't go. She went to the doctor and they gave her a scan and she wound up having this mass. And then she had to deliver the baby. Then she did chemo and then she passed away. And he's saying this to me and I'm like, is he telling me that she had a pain in like the bottom of her foot? He described what I have that I woke up with out of the blue 2 days ago. And I was like, what are the chances of that happening? Never having ever had any weird things happen with my, like, not that it means anything, but it's just interesting. It's the vibration of it. It's like, I was supposed to meet with him when I had the flu and I had to cancel and I didn't have a pain in my foot, but then I have the pain in my foot now. It's crazy. It's the conversations. It's the synchronicities. It's all of the above.
Are you going to do something about that foot? I'm curious.
I am. It was on my calendar to call the doctor today.
Good.
Yeah. Or you could have been feeling what she was sending through before the
meeting. Right. That's what I was wondering. If it's going to like relieve itself later.
That's what I'm feeling.
Which foot is it, by the way? Right or left foot?
Left. It's left foot.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I damaged it with heels in Cabo when I was dancing on New Year's.
Okay.
I think that's how it originated.
Yeah.
Really high heels.
Yeah. And you're already tall, you and your high heels.
I know.
I have a pain in my wrist that I've had since before New Year's, which I'm not sure what to correlate to, but it's very odd. Just like right in the joint area where you move it. But it's my non-dominant hand, so I don't even use it very often. So it's kind of odd. It's my left hand.
So interesting.
It is interesting.
It's so interesting.
And it's like 2 months now almost. Yeah.
It's not a ganglion cyst or anything, do you think?
I don't know. I think everything is just so connected because that would mean it's correlated to all these other things I need to deal with, right? Everything isn't just like physical. So it just like brings me back to just energy bodies and different levels of auras that stand for different mental, emotional, physical bodies and things like that, and how it is all connected. I wanted to say back when we were talking about your cat passing and just animals in general and how we're connected and just harmonizing and amazingness. I felt it really resonate again with numerology call the other day to Anne Marie said that she had her dog pass at a specific time, 11:11, so that you could remember and connect. And just, I think that triggered something in me too, that we're seeing all these signs and synchronicities, not knowing who's guiding that call or that gift, because we are all guided. We all have a team and we are all connected. And it just really makes me think we are never alone. Our animals are so connected to us. And I've been feeling a very, I don't know the word for it, it's words, just so connected to animals lately. I'm going to get emotional because you guys saw my post on Spirit Calling. I just feel their souls. And it's been coming up for me in topic of mass meditations and just like wanting to, as a oneness unit with intentions, connect to all souls. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are all one.
Yeah.
And with that, going back to my journey and how my states of consciousness really have been through this crazy evolution, and thinking about all the numbers and stuff we've been talking about, I'm on my 7th year that I started Awakening Mass Meditations. And only though the first 3 years, I personally wasn't guiding them because I let fear get in the way. And I did not want to get in front of the camera. I didn't want, all the things. So for years, I was taking extra energy and time to find somebody every single month, wherever they were, all over the world, because I just couldn't get myself to do it. I had to rip that Band-Aid off. And once I just had this moment of clarity that they're doing it, I'm not comparing, but like, what am I gonna lose? I can only gain, and so to be able to do my first one, like, of course you have the nervousness and the anxiousness, and that might not go away because that keeps you alive, and that's good. That's not bad. Anxiousness, and think of it in a different way of not anxious, but just of a high vibratory feeling that you just need to express. Like sitting here, I've been vibrating so intensely because I just been like, I need to share this. And so being able to each month then dedicate myself to being on the 11th, that we're going to do this no matter what. There are no obligations that are going to get in the way because this is my intention. Because I've been setting that, going 7 years now, it has obviously brought in so many opportunities that have evolved that really made me narrow in on like why I'm here and what I have to bring. And it's because I was able to step out of that fear that was holding me back, that I knew I needed to do this. I felt that pull, and like it felt important to me that we need to do this. So like, why couldn't I let that go? So I had to take it to the next level. We don't need to rely on others. We are the saviors. We are gods and goddesses. We can do anything, and we have to share those gifts, and we cannot wait any longer because someone needs to hear it. And I'm just so thankful for where I'm at now. And I'm just so glad I'm not standing in my way anymore and attracting all these amazing things for my sound healing, which is becoming my niche for the year, is just my hub sound healing, because we're energy, and it's just amazing to really get down to the building blocks of like what's real, like what is. And so energy and the topic of is just really hitting home for me to share and teach. And so I'm just excited to where we're going and where this is heading, and new cycles, and consciousness evolving.
You're
Nicole,
so incredible. You're just so
you've grown
incredible.
so much.
I just love you so much. My
Well,
God.
look at us all getting together,
I know.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
just,
we
and
weren't
you see
doing this
everybody grow.
3 years ago. This was like not
No.
happening.
No. And
No.
she's just stepping into what she's meant
Your
to be
power
doing.
completely.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
I mean, the thing behind your head, all of those waves and those points of light and all the interconnectedness, it's almost like you're a funnel. You're a channel. You're pulling you're pulling from those dimensions, and then you're bringing, like, that you are a vessel, you're an instrument, and it's coming through you to create for humanity. It's magical. It's amazing. Like, you have up, your energy to me is just bouncing like through the roof. You have up leveled.
I
It's
feel that
because
way.
yeah,
You've
exactly.
I agree.
I'm
I've seen it
picturing
since we
a Taurus shape
for,
for it'll.
Yes.
yeah.
That's what I
You
see.
used to
That's what I
be
see. You're pulling it through. You're taking it. You're taking all of that harmony and that universal energy, and you're bringing it through.
Yeah.
You are that. It's
Yeah.
cool.
you
Thank you.
used to
Well,
be
we
even
all
just
are.
a few short months ago, you were a little bit more stand backish. Like you had a great voice, but now you're just like full in front, stepping in it, which is so clear and so evident. And Nicole, your sound healings are a gift.
They're incredible.
They're a
Incredible.
gift. I love that.
You haven't even scratched the surface. So
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
honest to
getting
God.
all new software and stuff this year, so I'm
It's
excited
amazing.
to.
Yeah.
Ooh, yay.
It's just it's
Yay.
gonna blow the roof off the planet. Like it's
It's
amazing.
so amazing.
And I just want to
And
say,
I'm
Nicole, I want to say, like, when I first met her, like, she had, like, I don't even know how many followers. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm on this cool person. I ended up on her Telegram page and she had, like, what, 1,000 followers? Something huge. And then all of a sudden, like, we're like pretty close friends. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, how did I get in there out of all the 1,000 people? How did we connect? And it was just one of those things where we were open to having the conversation. We were open to the vulnerability. We were looking for the growth. We were looking for that soul connection, like you were saying. We were looking to
Mhm.
connect to one consciousness. And I don't think that's by accident, but like for you to say, like,
not.
you're opening up now, gosh, you were so big then. And now it's like so much bigger. It's crazy.
Well, the
Like,
thing
well,
that just first
bam.
came to me is it's really like the numbers don't reflect anything. Like my Facebook is 8,000 people. You know how many people interact? Maybe
Yeah.
one,
It's the
maybe
algorithm.
two. So spirit calling really is the platform for connection, the most
Mhm.
connection, like interacting
Yes.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
in one space. Like anywhere
Yeah.
else, it's like you put out, you put out, you put out. But
Yeah.
like,
And your social, when we include
so
your sound healings in
Yeah.
our social, especially on
Yeah.
TikTok,
It's
it's insane.
yes. That's when it
Like
goes.
the measures on it, it's insane. It's
Yeah.
you are meant, we are meant. We
To
have
be
found
here.
each other. This is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so evident.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
your music needs to reach the masses.
Yeah.
They want it. It's happening. It's now.
I feel
Change
it.
it now.
I know it's now, but it's
it's
now. It's
now.
now. It's now.
It's
No,
now.
now. It's like
Now.
I just feel so connected to all of you ladies right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like this string through all of our hearts right now. And I just
Yeah.
love you guys so much. And
We
I just
love you
wanted to
too.
say too.
I actually just had like this. I just had this flash, like of us all like sitting around a fire together somewhere.
It's
Like
in Colorado.
hap-
I'm telling you, it's in
happened.
Colorado. I
It's
already know it.
yeah, because Nicole's in Colorado. I go to We're going to Colorado. It's the mountains are calling.
And you're not far from Colorado, Alana. You can just take a little
A
flight.
little, but it's not too
A
far.
little
Not,
flight,
I'm
you know.
closer. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So wow. And Nicole, I actually am with you with the animal thing. It has been so present for me lately.
Me
And I
too.
will, oh my God, like my little one that I rescued, like he's looking at me now and I know he's just like, I can read his mind. Like, it's like,
Mm.
thank you. It's like every day he's so gracious and you saved me. Like he knows he's been saved. He knows
Mm.
it. It's the cutest thing ever. He's so timid. Like, okay, can I
Can we
do
see
that?
him?
Can I
Can you
not?
lift him up?
Roy, come
He's
here.
big.
He's a big boy.
No, I can't
I'm
lift.
curious to see what he looks like.
Wait,
I talk
let
about your
me-
dog Augie all the time, by the way, Pamela. I
Let me
could
go get
snatch him.
He's
He's
so
adorable.
cute.
Can you see him? Wait,
Everybody's grabbing their pets.
Oh,
can
hi,
you see-
Do you
baby.
have any pet? Oh my goodness, he's so cute.
Hi, Roy. Say
Hi.
hi. There he is.
Cute. Yes,
What's his
all the
name?
animal love. I love it.
Yeah,
He's
what's his name?
So
Roy.
cute.
Yeah, we
Roy?
rescued after we had
Oh my
we-
goodness, the
My
babies.
listing.
All right, now I'm gonna have to get mine. All right, I'll be right back.
The baby.
go get there's
Got little
Augie.
Ziggy.
Oh, we are all so sweet. Look. Where's
Ziggy.
Rory?
Love it.
Oh,
Rory's right here.
You
Rory.
are so
Talking
Talking about
cute.
the animals, we got to bring
hi,
them in.
Rory. Hi.
Look it.
Wait, where
Rory
is
has
Friends.
Rory has beautiful eyes.
Look at
Aw,
he
you
does,
friends over
doesn't he?
there.
Yeah. Hi, Rory. Hi, guys.
Look it.
Somebody on
Say
Facebook
hi,
is
I'm
not
Dusty.
Facebook. Hi, Dusty. Someone on YouTube is like, these people are.
Oh my God.
Oh, so
My
cute.
They're
girl.
so cute.
Oh,
She's
kitty.
my Maya.
Aw,
She's
She's
beautiful.
still getting through it, but Yeah.
Oh my God. They're so cute. Alana's little one looks like I had
She's
a bigger one like that, but that was
what's your
my
dog's
Layla.
name?
This is
Oh,
Dusty.
Hi,
Dusty?
Dusty.
Oh,
He was literally napping, so I just pulled him up because,
I wanted
he's
to-
okay with it.
I did
he
too.
looks
I
a
just
little
grabbed him.
sleepy.
Oh my gosh.
I
So
can't.
adorable.
He's 100 pounds or 80
No,
pounds.
he's a
Maya
big
never lets
boy.
me hold her.
He's
This
a
is
big
like a
boy.
once in a lifetime.
Hi,
Yeah.
Maya.
No,
But she's hanging in there. Send prayers that she continues the journey.
Yeah, and
she looks
she'll tell you.
good.
She'll tell you when she's ready. You'll know.
They do tell you. They
Okay,
so
Papa.
tell you.
I'm
Bye,
gonna go back
Augie. I'll
on.
talk to you later. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He's so cute. My mama's
He
trying to
better not
walk.
hear my voice.
Bye,
If he hears my
Dusty.
voice, he might have to go. He might have to go potty.
You might
Pamela.
have to go potty.
If
He's like,
he
Oh,
hears
where are
my
your
voice,
pups?
I just brought Ziggy
I saw
in.
them.
Bentley, I'm trying to get her, but she's just a lazy Great Dane. What do you expect?
Yeah, I know.
I saw
My-
her. I saw them both.
My kids loved
For a
when we
second, but-
visited, they loved Ziggy. Matson cried and was like,
Aw.
I miss Ziggy for like the first month after we left.
Little Ziggy
They're
loves to
gentle.
give kisses all day long.
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
Danes are
Awesome.
like gentle giants. Like they're the sweetest,
Yeah.
the energy.
Absolutely.
But
Just
no,
wants to
they're
cuddle.
just animals are just in the moment.
Mhm.
I was talking to a friend of mine who did my regression. Danielle, you might have to do one on me. I was told I need another one.
Okay.
But she said that one woman she was a dog
Mm.
and she was in a back alley. And, she's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm really, really happy. And
I'm
she's
free.
like, why are you happy? And she's like, I got food and I got friends around me. And she's like, so what are you doing? And she's like, I'm in a city, but I'm looking across the humans. I'm looking across the street at humans at a restaurant. And she's like, well, what do you see in those humans? And she said, I wonder why they're so distracted and why they're not happy and why they're miserable. I'm happy. She was an alley dog. She was like, I have food. She had alley friends and she was comfortable. She's like, I don't understand those humans. And I was like, oh my God, that's the wildest story. And then another dog came up and started to get frisky. And so she was also very active. But I thought, what do animals probably look at us like we're freaking nutso?
Yeah.
Like they get up and they pee, they eat, and they're all good with the world. Pet me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're like,
He's been like, we just went on a little walk and I have a limp and I can't walk. And he's going at my pace. And then he turns and he looks at me like, are you okay? Like, I swear. And I'm like,
They
it's good,
know.
Papa. It's good, Papa. And he's walking and then he turns and he looks at me. I'm like, we're good. Like, I've been feeling that too, Nicole and Dina. Like,
it's so
I talk
prevalent.
to him. He talks to me
Mhm.
without words. It's amazing.
Yeah. You just know it. It's definitely elevated.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
so elevated. When right before my Layla died, she was out in the yard and she moved really slowly. She kind of looked like Alana's dog, but bigger as a doodle. And she was out in the yard and this baby deer just walked up to her and they touched noses. And it was the most precious moment, but they had this exchange and I didn't have my camera. I was dying. And they just looked at each other, nuzzled and walked away. And then the next day we had to put her down. Like she went that fast.
Wow.
But it was like this magical nature moment. Like it was
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
So
Like
cool.
Alana was talking about the bird when I was channeling in 2020, when I was doing my work every morning, getting familiar with all the energies and everything. I used to sit in my den and I had a fireplace in my den. Every time I would start channeling, the birds that make a nest. I was just listening to a recording recently. I'm like, the birds always go. As soon as I start channeling, they start tweeting like crazy, tweeting like crazy, tweeting like crazy. And it's because that energy, they feel that energy. And it livens them or they connect to it. It's interesting. But
It's
just
wild.
quickly before we end the animal thing, David now, my Augie has been around feminine energy, me and my two daughters. Now we have this extremely like masculine, very masculine energy, David, Marine, like very masculine, beard. At first, he loves him. He would hang out with him. He would be on his lap. But now it's like a settle in, and he'll go next to him and like push his head up against him. And it's fascinating to watch.
Oh,
It's fascinating to watch it because I can see energy. So I've seen him just really blend. I can see the trust. I can see it, the love. And I'm like, I just look at him like, you really truly love this man. You really
hmm.
do. It's
Mhm.
cool. It's cool.
Oh,
It's cool to see. It's cool to see. So
Hmm.
beautiful. Yeah, I love
Hmm.
it. It's
Hmm.
definitely happening for sure.
When I used
It's
to go on
also,
walks, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, when I used to go on walks in my old house, I had this long path I used to walk. I swore the trees were waving at me, and I would say hi to
Oh,
my favorite tree, and
me
they would
too.
they would just wave, like they would like wave as I would
Mhm.
walk
they
past. They
do.
would just
They
kind of
do.
wave. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I
And
hope
they
to
All
don't
get
those
have
this one
to.
things.
woman on my podcast because she actually speaks to the plants and she says she can get them to dance for her. It's amazing. I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
we are so connected. We don't even realize. And when they say like there's no reason for the symbiotic connection with plants and humans, like
Oh,
we
there
need each
is.
other. There's nothing
Mhm.
to it. Like CO2 isn't bad. It's great for plants and plants love us and we love them. So it's like it's a beautiful relationship. And so hopefully I can get maybe we can get someone on here to talk a little bit more about
Yeah,
that.
that would be cool. That would
Yeah.
It
be
would be
really cool.
cool because I did hear about that too. And I, when I go out, like I name my trees and then I go
Oh,
out and I will, when I'm with him walking the dog, I will talk to the trees. And
yeah.
I swear things just happen, like weird things happen. And
Yeah.
then like a light language will come through, like really strong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's all
So
energy. Yeah.
it's all energy, all energy. It's really
And
beautiful.
they've been there a lot longer than we have, seeing
Right.
everything going on. They have all the secrets.
Yeah.
It,
Hmm.
Their
if they could
intelligence
only
system.
really talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are good
Their roots to the
examples and
planet.
teachers in themselves of energy and how we can use and manipulate as alchemical masters, because that's what we are. We what I was going to say with like animals too, and trees and plants and everything is alive and has, that pulse. It's all connected to the divine spark, the oneness, the unified field, whatever you want to
Hmm.
call it. I'm reading this book right now, and it gives some cool examples of how to play with the energy. And the first one is rubbing your hands together, and
Yeah.
you feel
Hmm.
your hands and you move them back and forth. You can feel
Yeah.
Yes.
pulling and moving away. And then another one is with another person, is having one close their eyes after they do that and having them guess where they think their hand is, because you can
Mm.
feel it.
Feel it.
And it's just some really fun exercises to play with energy. And it's just amazing to just have that, because we know this, it's an inner knowing, but remembering how to use it. And
To use
Yeah.
it.
so
Let's
cool.
do that in Colorado.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know, right?
Yes.
It'd be amazing.
Yes.
Well, it's so
Let's
funny
do
that
that.
you guys were talking about some corporate networking events, and I actually went to this workshop for at my kids' school. They had a woman come in, and she's like a life coach, and she was talking about a lot of corporate like networking events that she's going to, and she has a book out called The Five C's, and it's very interesting concept because she uses her hand to help her clients get through things. I actually have the book right here, but the
That's
point
cool.
Oh,
was,
wow.
yeah, let me see
Cool.
if I can find it real quick. It might not be up here, but anyway, the point was is that she was talking about a lot of the things I was talking about to get ourselves grounded again and to get ourselves back into that like co-creation, abundance, connection, was like she called it presencing, and like for me, it's just,
Oh,
breathing, it's finding
Right.
a somatic breathing drill or whatever is going to get you inside your body versus like out here. And it was interesting to see corporations and companies, if she's presenting to them and working with them, working in that way, using the breath and then being able to be fully present in the now moment. And that's where all the answers are, being in the now
Hmm.
moment. And
Hmm.
I think that
yeah.
that's where we're fully conscious of our reality,
Right.
Yeah. There's
right?
just definitely a
No,
shift happening, and COVID created that. And
Yeah.
especially in the HR space, I meet so many people that are consultants in the HR space, bringing mindfulness, bringing chair movement, bringing all meditation. Like that's what people want now. They want to
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
like they're integrated with their company. They want to feel like their company cares about them, and they want to have a better quality of life and work. Everything, generally, everything to be better. And so it's different. Everything is shifting. And so I
Yeah.
meet so many people like that,
Yeah,
and there's a need
It,
for it. It's changing.
absolutely.
it's the need for bringing in the divine feminine
Mhm.
into the corporate space, because it's been so patriarchal for so long.
Yeah.
And people want they want meaning.
Mhm.
You know, it's not enough to go in and, God, I got to be here for 30 years and just wait. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
younger generations are not waiting. They're like, see ya,
No,
I'm
no,
out.
they demand it. And then like people
Mhm.
like I know, a good friend of mine who had a super successful interior design build firm, grew it, tons of employees. She just shut it down. She didn't even sell it. She just shut it down because
Mhm.
she
Really?
wasn't feeling well and she was stressed and because when you start building and growing and building and growing and building, it's like it's nonstop roller coaster of
Yeah.
building and growing and building and growing. And you get another client and you have to put another employee. It's like, and you're scaling and
Yeah.
it's a merry-go-round. And she just closed it down. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Wow.
wow. And I heard someone else tell me a story about someone that they know today, this morning. They did the same thing. I was like, damn, wow, that
Yeah.
takes a lot of guts. If you
I've
build
been there. I've
something,
been in a place where you
yes,
completely shut
yeah,
it down, and it's a level of
shut it
surrender,
down.
and then it
Mhm.
really opens up like almost another portal in a way. Like, so while you think you might need to sell it, it's something like it's like a shift. You're already
Yeah,
in
you're
another
already in.
place.
It doesn't
Mhm.
even
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
Well,
And
not
cool.
if you,
necessarily shutting it down, but when I made the decision to leave the hospital, like there was no stopping me. Like once I made
Mhm.
that decision, it's over. And I've been like working remote has opened up several portals for me. And it's
Mhm.
absolutely ending one and beginning another.
Yeah.
You're
It's
gonna
like you're
Opportunity.
not
start
even in that
flying
frequency
soon.
anymore. You've left that
No,
frequency.
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's very true. The day I just left my job. I'm in another one now, but I was like, enough. I don't like the energy here. I'm out of here. That was the day that, like that next week, Pamela and I talked, and I would have never been in that space. Like I would have been like, blah.
Yeah.
And so I just did it, and I was like, what the hell did I like? That is so not me. I just did it, and I'm like, honey, I'm home, and I left my job. And he was like, do I need to
Really?
like,
No,
yeah,
no, he was like, are we gonna have more cookies? Because she's a baker and she's
yes,
like an
I
incredible
am a
baker.
baker.
He's probably like, yes.
More cookies, more cookies. Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Priorities.
I love you
Yes.
guys. I'm so glad this conversation was awesome. And I can't believe
Yeah,
it's already past 4.
it was awesome.
Is there
Awesome.
It's
anyone else
very
that
good.
wants to is dying to say something before we finish? Are we good? Because we could keep going on forever. I know we
I
could.
know.
I I just want to let you know it fills my heart that you guys are here today. Like as Pamela knows, like and one reason why I think she got me this wonderful microphone is this is like my passion to get people together to feel each other, like Nicole said, like to truly feel our energy. And I thank you for taking the time out of your day to share that's what's going on in your reality and being a part of this experience with us. So thank you so much. And
You
Pamela, if
are
you want to say
You
anything
got
welcome.
it.
about spirit calling too before we wrap up.
Yeah. So this is a beautiful example of the conversations that we have inside of our spiritual community, which was created for people to have a safe place to have conversations, to not feel scared, to not feel judged. So if you are interested in more conversations like this, you can come over to our portal. It's spirit-calling.com. There's a 7-day free trial. You can do everything. It's unlimited. The sound healings that we talked about that Nicole makes,
Mm.
the 5D conversations that Danielle leads, all of the different things that we offer, come and check it out. We would love to
Awesome.
see you. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you for
Awesome.
that.
Yay.
No problem. All right. So we
Until
will until next
next month.
time. And if anyone has
Yes.
any great topics that they'd like to talk about, please just send a message along and we'll make sure that happens. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds
Bye,
Love you
good.
ladies.
guys.
Wonderful.
Guys.
Love you
Bye. Love you
all.
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Enjoy the
Love
guys.
you
rest of your
guys.
January.
Thank you.
You
You
Yeah.
too.
talk to you
Thanks.
soon. Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.